Hey everyone, welcome back to Ontario Gardening. So today I just wanted to show you really quickly an idea of what we are getting outside for harvest in this garden before I do the tour. So we've got a bunch of different cucumbers. We've got the silver slicers, always prolific. Snackers, picklers, we've got tomatoes, we've got zucchini coming out from every direction, patty pan squashes, there's calendula flowers in here as per usual, ground cherries. We've even started down in this basket somewhere our pepper harvest. So let's go outside and look at the actual plants themselves. So coming outside to the apples here, we've got quite the display this year, which is awesome. Now we are having a problem, not sure about anybody else, with these little buggers. The Japanese beetle. They are just ravishing so many of the different plants. So this is what it looks like for those that are unfamiliar of what they can do to your plants. So I have been coming out and hand picking them. I've done a video in the past putting them in oil, and not sure how well you guys can see in here, but they are absolutely relentless. Like, I'm coming out here and hand picking these every single day. It's disgusting. So we did get one of these. It is a Japanese beetle trap. Now it's just essentially a bait in a bag that you can hang up in your yard. Now I have heard that these can backfire because essentially you're putting out a bait and it's now attracting them to your yard even more. So what we're going to do, instead of putting them in the yard near the garden, is we are going to actually go put them in the front yard. And if it wants to destroy the front yard, cool. We might even put it on the side yard beside the garage. Unsure what we're going to do with this yet. I want to put it out the next day or two, but yeah, time to use one of these and see what happens, because hand picking, like, we're talking 5 to 10 per leaf when I go out there, and it's just not really doing the trick anymore. So I'll let you know how it goes in the next garden tour video. Moving on, my strawberries are still doing well inside of the tower planter. So if I come back, you can see, oh, hi Charlie. As you can see, they're doing very well. I'm actually going to end up giving these to my sister at the end of the year. She's going to try overwintering hers. She's got one of those Venmo beds, however you say them, and she's trying that. So it's kind of an experiment in her yard with these. And then next year, I'm not even sure if I'm going to use the tower planter next year. They dry out super fast, and there can be sometimes hard to take care of. I mean, I'm doing well with the plants in there that are in there now, but I'm just not really sure what else to do and what else to experiment with in here. So we'll see if we use it next year, but let's continue on. The dog has some beans over here. Hi, you got your bean? It's a big day for harvest. So coming along, we've got our carrots, which there's nothing really to show you here. Our radishes are starting to bolt. I got to get those out. Our marigolds that we were using as trap crops, they are trap crops. They're doing well, but they're not really doing the trick. I'm finding these Japanese beetles are going after all of the fruit and really the zinnias. I'll show you when we get around to those. There's something in this bed. The dog won't let up today. What is in there? I don't know what it is, but she's going nuts over something over here with these carrots. So we're going to let her find what's in there. Hopefully it's nothing that's going to be alive when she pulls it out. So the asparagus I can't wait to be able to chop this down. I have tried relentlessly with different stakes and stuff to keep them away from the next door neighbor, but I'm going to come out here again later and try again because it's just getting on my nerves. Every time we get a little bit of wind, they slowly start to like take over the next thing. So, which leads me to the peppers next door. We've got a lot of good stuff in here. We've got our jalapenos are coming along well. As you can see, there's quite a few. There is some shishito peppers down there. We do have over on the side some golden pippin honeys coming out and some bell peppers, but slowly but surely, these things always take forever. I didn't start them inside as early as I normally do, so we're taking quite some time, but we have got in here our onions. So these are just like white onions, so they're slowly coming. They won't be ready, of course, for like another month. So those sugar peas, I don't know if I planted them too late. I don't know if they're like a seed that's just not going to come to anything, if it's too hot, because they do like cool. I keep getting like flowers on these peas, but then nothing becomes of them, and so I'm kind of getting annoyed, and this is really good garden space that I could use. So I might rip out all these peas and do something else. Unsure. Moving next door, the cantaloupe has completely grown up that trellis that we have done. And actually, if we come over here, there is there is a cantaloupe in here. So exciting. I'm really excited. I hope that continues to come to fruition. There's a couple that have started on here, but that one is the one that has taken off big time. Rosemary still going strong in here. Next door, we have got two different types of cucumbers. We've got the silver slicers. As you can see, there's some in here. And like coming into the plant. Silver slicers are super prolific cucumbers. There's a ton of them. So we're gonna be having cucumber sandwiches soon. I'm gonna come out and harvest these later today. And then in front of that, we have got the patio snacker cucumbers, which are actually designed to make smaller, more compact plants with smaller fruit so that you can grow them in a container better. So these patio snackers are essentially to put on a patio inside of a container. I grew mine in the garden just to experiment to see how they are. And we do there's a couple down there. So that's about the size that they're gonna get. And we're gonna take those off, and yeah, super excited for those. Over here we have got quite a few honey nut squash. So honey nut squash is a more smaller fruit. It's more individual. I'm the only one that eats it in the house. I've said this before in past garden tours, but we have got quite a few of those. There's actually some down here on the ground. There's like one down here that I need to get up. But yeah, they're doing very well. So they're not going to get a whole ton bigger than that before they start turning. And I'm going to have myself some super sweet individual honey nut squash. In behind it, if you go over the trellis and to the other side, there is acorn squash back there. Now, if I'm being honest, I can't really get back there. So I don't even know if there's anything going on back there. We're gonna find out basically when I continue to water and to fertilize back there the way I do with the rest of the garden. It's not climbing up the trellis the way that I like it, because like I've had to come out here and actually direct the honey nut squash up there. I'm not able to do that back there, so it's kind of just going buck wild. Hopefully it'll attach itself eventually, and hopefully when I come out and pull everything in the fall, there's stuff back there, but I won't know until it's time to pull. So that's that. Beans, as you've seen at the beginning of the video, we already have a ton of bean harvest. We have some flowering still. I kind of succession planted this year, so these ones were a couple. Now let's be honest, we didn't succession plant on purpose. We had a bunch of beans in here under the ground, and the robins came and picked them all out. So I ended up replanting this section here, having to put netting over it so that they didn't get in there. But yeah, we have tons of beans though coming off in different sections, different kinds of beans, different colors. Tomatoes are doing well. We've got all of our cherries that are ready to start changing color. Tons of those. Those are the super sweet 100s that I tried this year. We've got like our actual slicing tomatoes are coming to fruition. They should be starting to change color in the next couple weeks. I think we've got the closest ones are these ones down here. They're quite large already. These ones are the brandywines actually, which were the slowest to grow. The plant itself looked pretty leggy and sad, so I'm surprised that those came so fast in comparison to the black crim or the Paul Robeson. Moving along next door, you've seen on the counter in the kitchen quite a bunch of zucchini and patty pan, but I mean, just to show you on the plant itself, this is what it looks like. And we actually finally have a yellow squash or a yellow zucchini back there, so I'm gonna have to come and get him in the next few days. We've got more zucchini coming on the vine. So I have plans to can up some more zucchini, doing that pineapple zucchini that I've showed you in the past. Every day there is more calendula to harvest. Every day. It's out of control, but that's fine. I have friends, if I don't use it all, that can benefit from this. So every day I come out and harvest the heads. We're eventually going to make polysporin out of it, or a version of polysporin out of it. And moving along to our experimental bags. So I grow experimental crops in these the felt grow bags, just so that I don't waste any garden space on something that we might not want to eat in the future. We've got ground cherries. So the ground cherries have, backing up here. We've had lots of them. We've had quite a few come off. You know that they're ready when they fall to the ground in their little paper lanterns. So we've got one down here. And when you open it up, inside is the fruit. So trying to do this one-handed, as you can see in there. So they're ground. Now I like them. Nobody else in my house liked them, but I like them. So I don't know if I would necessarily grow them again just for myself to eat like this, but they were pretty good. They were fun to experiment with. And then in these two grow bags, I have some pickling cucumbers. And what I'm gonna do with these, they're getting there. I believe these are the Boston pickling cucumbers. I'm going to make probably one batch of fridge pickles, not canning them, not doing anything special, just making a batch of fridge pickles, because that's probably all I'll get off of these. I've got my herbs are continuing to grow on here. I've got a couple of them wilting off and dying that I need to come out and prune hardcore. Other ones are doing very well. Still need to come out and harvest some of that though to make some stuff. And then I'll bring you over to that secret little herb wall that's in the corner of the yard. It's not doing so fantastic. It's doing better than it was. I've got my dahlias, and again, I showed you last garden tour, but just to show you again. Look how pretty. This is so pretty. I specifically want this head. I want to save the seeds of this head. It's just like a mixture of like blush and yellow and like a soft white peach. It's just so pretty. I got those in a seed tray, so I wasn't sure what it was going to look like when it came out, but gorgeous. And then here are the zinnias, and they're not doing well due to those Japanese beetles. So this is what your plant can potentially look like when Japanese beetles get out of control. What can you do? Okay, moving along to that secret herb wall. Let's go. I'll just bring you for the walk, because why not? So squishing through here. Okay, here we go. So some of them are still doing very well. I've got herbs all along here. I don't know if you remember in my last garden tour, something ate the tops off of all my dill and stuff like that. Some of it's come back, some of it's completely died off. I've kind of just let it do its own thing. And we've got our lettuces that are finally, like, we've got a little bit of something eating these, but otherwise, my friend, like, look at this. Who is doing this? My friend got me these they're called Little Gem. And she got me these for my birthday, and I planted them in my lettuce ladder because I'm using this as a lettuce ladder this year, and it's doing quite well. So based on this situation, I'm gonna have to come and cut this down and harvest this. We're actually having burgers tonight, so throw that on top of my burger before something eats it all. But yeah, so that is my garden tour for August of 2023. If I'm being honest, this is about 5 or 6 days before. We're just at the end of July. I wanted to get this all, oh, the lemon tree. I didn't see it because I had to put it in the middle of the yard. It was in the garden and the cucumbers were just trying to kill it. But I do have some lemon activity on here. Let me just focus in here. Trying to focus in on the dog in behind. But yeah, so we do have some little lemons growing on here. Super exciting. I gotta fertilize it. I bought some fertilizer sticks to throw in here to really give it that extra fertilizer, because they can be heavy feeders, especially when we're outside in the sun like this, in the hot summer. But yeah, anyways, join us in September, I guess, for one. Well, I usually do September and August, but 1 or 2 more tours. This is where we're at this year, nice and healthy. Everything's good. We will talk to you soon. Bye.